Okay, so Silence. Silence follows the story of two priests by the name of Father Rodrigues and Father Garrpe, and after hearing news that their former teacher has denounced the Christian faith, they head to Japan on where he was last seen. And upon arrival, with their primary mission still on hand, they come across a couple Japanese villages to teach the word of God. And then the Japanese, they don't like that very much because they outlaw any religion that is not Buddhism, and they are put through massive shit. While trying to find their teacher, these two priests are put to the ultimate test of spirit and beliefs, and really makes them question if the God that they follow really just answers through silence. Now, Silence is the newest film for Martin Scorsese, and whether you're a hardcore or regular film goer, you have to at least some sort of clue on who Martin Scorsese is. He's the guy that voiced Sykes in the animated film Shark Tale, and other than that, I really don't know what else he's done. I mean, he's kind of new to the game. Anything that's Martin Scorsese, I'm all on board for. This guy has brought some of the most important pieces of American cinema that we have ever seen, and this is something that Martin Scorsese isn't usually used to doing now. When you got Spider-Man and Kylo Ren going to Japan to find Qui-Gon Jinn, you bet your ass I'm gonna say yes to that. Now, I gotta say, Silence is not a good film, but it's a fantastic film. This is easily one of Martin Scorsese's best films that he has done. Like I said, this is something that Martin Scorsese isn't used to doing, so one good look at this film, you're probably like, okay, that's something Martin Scorsese wouldn't direct because we're so used to that old school gangster type of feel to him. And it's nice to see how directors go outside of the norm to really approach something that's very original and different. Martin Scorsese accomplishes that by a landslide. Because this film was really about the testament of one's faith and how one can be challenged internally and externally of whatever their beliefs may be by coming across different scenarios that pushes them into that predicament. Now, we all believe or have faith in something that's religion-based or non-religion based, but just try and imagine a band of people coming together and trying to break you down physically and psychologically because of that beliefs. It sounds like the extreme internet trolls, but it's true. Like, how would you test yourself as a person and how strong your belief is if that situation is taken to the extreme? And that's exactly what happens to our characters here in Silence. They are put through so much conflict and so much shit that they didn't necessarily ask for, which results to a film that can be unsettling to watch at times. That all comes from an amazing director and an awesome script and beautiful cinematography with those little bit of artsy elements to it. And this movie was shot beautifully, by the way. Martin Scorsese poured his heart and soul to make this film as powerful as it can be. It's incredible work by this man. And speaking of incredible work, we have another great performance from Andrew Garfield as Father Rodrigues, because if you thought that he was great in Hacksaw Ridge, he's 3 times greater in Silence. The progression of his character is extremely horrifying to watch because he starts off as a man who's just so gung-ho about the Christian faith, but the more persecution he faces in Japan, the more questions he has about his own faith. And just the amount of times that anybody is really to think about that, it really messes up your mind, and the amount of emotion and insanity that Andrew Garfield was able to bring to the table is astoundingly brilliant. And then you have Adam Driver as Father Garrpe in the film, and first things first, I couldn't help but think of it, but in the beginning, he looks exactly like Kylo Ren, but he's a priest. So just look at it, you can't see Kylo Ren. He's a priest now. But Adam Driver's performance in the film, also great, because he's just one of those common sense type of priests where he's devoted just like Andrew Garfield, but he knew his limits and how far he should go with it. He just knew when to not push certain boundaries where he's like, yeah, I don't want to get killed. I'm like, yeah, I'm with you because I don't want you to get killed either because you're Kylo Ren. And seeing how these two play off of each other's philosophies, it's just awesome to watch. Now, Liam Neeson's character, although he wasn't in the film that much, his character is extremely crucial to how certain narratives are being told, resulting in a very complex individual. But the moments that he's in the film, which I won't spoil, it's really nice and refreshing to see that Liam Neeson is doing something like this again instead of the Taken films. My God. One of the biggest things I have to let you know before you go see this film is that you need to approach this film in a thinking manner, because if you don't do that, if you don't pay attention, you might find it to be boring. Because Silence is a very dialogue-driven type of film with a few entertaining things here and there, but that's not at all the point of what Scorsese is trying to bring across. It's about the test of faith in the most brutal types of situations, and if that faith is really worth believing in. This film did it a lot better than most Christian films that you see out there. But it's just the tension building up that gets you emotionally invested in these characters and making you question at every turn if they're gonna make it or not. Completed with amazing cinematography where every frame is an absolute painting. Those are the best types of films for me because Silence is absolutely, positively legendary. Thank you guys so much for watching my review for Silence, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts are about the film and what is your favorite Martin Scorsese film to date. Whatever it is, let's have that discussion down below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that social media shit down below. Keep in contact with me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, may the Force be with you.